Good morning and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am Dion Bloodworth, and as you can see, I'm going with a line, a title for this video that I know is going to be controversial. So, looking at the leak of Wizards of the Coast's proposed OGL 1.1, it is pretty clear that their attempt to assuage the fears of those operating under the OGL 1.0 were, in fact, not truthful in what their intentions were, because 1.1 does not only go far beyond just removing the OGL 1.0, but it puts into its place an OGL that I think very, very few companies are going to buy into. And that might be their real intent here, at least in my opinion, that they do want to drive off third party creators. They want to make it so that the what they're giving up, what the third party, OGL, OSR creators are being asked to give up, is too much of an ask, and they won't buy into it, and they will just stop producing. Which is the reason why I put out, the final line of this is that Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition and 6th edition, I believe, are going to be most affected by this OGL 1.1. Now, why do I say that? Well, I think that anybody in their right mind at this point in time um, is probably questioning whether or not they're going to continue producing anything with the 5e tag on it. Um, what Wizards of the Coast has done with this OGL 1.1 is they basically lame ducked 5e. So I don't anticipate any new content being created for 5e over these next 12 to 18 months or so until 6e is officially launched in 2024. If you're a third party content creator, um, and even if you're as large as Paizo is, or Chaosium uses in some cases the OGL 1.0, Castles and Crusades, which just put out a statement. Troll Lord Games just put out a statement on Twitter that just moments ago that that they have their lawyers looking at this, that they have their own OGL, and their lawyers are looking into how their OGL might need to be reconstructed, and then to move forward. So I'm assuming that they will come out with future statements, because this, for many of us, is a true D&D challenger. It has that old school D&D feel to it. It has some of the pedigree of Dungeons and Dragons tied into it, and yet it is a modern and much more efficient system. So, in my opinion, this is the cream of the crop of the OSR fantasy role playing games that came out of influence from Dungeons and Dragons. And I think it's a system that is different enough that that they can clearly show that it is a different game, even though its legacy is Dungeons and Dragons, and hopefully they will work on, with their lawyers, work on coming up with something where they can make the clear cut away from Dungeons and Dragons altogether, and make it a little bit easier for individuals such as myself or others that do like writing, amateur, I will say, content, for various role playing games. And if this was much more accessible, as far as fonts and formats and everything, and I just put a tweet, in response to Troll Lord Games, mentioning this as well. Um, if they opened up Castles and Crusades to third party adventure writing and other content, and very much in the same way that the OGL 1.1 did for Dungeons and Dragons and for Wizards of the Coast. um, this game system could overtake at least could overtake 5e at this point. It's a better system than 5e, in my opinion, again. And, 6e is not being designed to be a tabletop role playing game. And that's the other thing why I say that, 6e is going to be most affected. People that are creating 5e content now are looking at this move and saying, I'm done with WotC. I'm done with Hasbro. And I've seen a number of very large YouTube channels, 100,000 plus, subscribers, so I'm tiny, tiny, tiny compared to that. And yet they are saying that, that they're going to reevaluate what their content is going to be, over the next, 12 to 18 months or whatever, just in the future, as some have said it. I've seen one content creator with over 100,000 subscribers say, I'm done with Hasbro and I'm moving on. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I've seen others silently walk away from it. You don't see the same kind of content, being highlighted that came out, that is either coming out of WotC directly, and they don't really produce very much, out of their own in-house writing. They usually farm that out, and they're not. They're moving away from it as well. So there's a backlash on this, not just from the OSR, and there's going to be backlash that comes through, um, whether it be on one bookshelf, and people will, like I said, content creators would be foolish to continue making, any 5e content at this point, because it's a lame duck. It's a dead property, at this point. And the 6e is really geared towards the virtual tabletop. And, in order to even participate in 6e as a content creator, you're going to have to sign on to that OGL 1.1, which is so heavily weighted towards Wizards of the Coast that you'd really be a fool to sign it. Because, and as other content creators have pointed out, um, signing that away is signing away your property. They can very easily turn around and say, all right, now that I have your property, I can repeal or revoke your OGL to continue creating, content for 6e, and yet we have your original property that you just, contracted over to us, and we can use this unlimited in any way we wish without compensation, to the original creator of it. They can take it in and then shut that door, shut that person out from it or that company out from it, and now they can monetarily benefit from this without any obligation to even mention who was the original creator, to give a penny to the original creator. So anybody that is going to sign off on that is insane. Now, Wizards of the Coast is playing this game where, and and again, this is not just my idea, but this is something that many others have said, and this is how big corporations work. As people say, well, why do big corporations punch down at smaller corporations or individuals even? What do they fear? What do they really have to gain? It's meant to just cause them to cease and desist without a fight and say, "Oh, wait, I will stop doing this," and then the big corporation will turn around and act all magnanimous, like, "Okay, we're not going to punish you any further now that you've accepted the terms and you've ceased and desist from doing what you're doing. We're not going to continue this lawsuit." And their lawyers are on retainer; they get paid whether they work or not. All right, so all they have to do is give this threat, a cease and desist order, and a smaller corporation is just going to fold. All right, because they don't have the wherewithal to challenge a multi-billion-dollar corporation. So this is a fear tactic that they're going to use, and there's really only one way, other than accepting the lawsuit and going to court over it. There's really only one way to counter it, in my opinion, and that is to say, okay, I'm going to modify my game content at this point to make it as unrecognizable to what was permitted under 1.0, and I'm going to just produce it on my own. I'm going to remove the OGL 1.0 from the back of my content. I'm certainly not going to sign on to uh, onto 1.1, and I'm going to continue, producing, this item now. They cannot take the game mechanics and copyright them. That they already lost in a lawsuit, so they can't go back on that. Um, what they can do is prevent you from utilizing 1.0, regardless of what it says. 1.0 was written in a way, and I've seen enough people point this out as well, that 1.0 allows for them to make modifications to it. So yes, it does have contradictory clauses in it where it says you can never be monetized, you can never be asked for royalties, and you can use this license in perpetuity, sorry, forever. But it also has a clause that says, "But we can change the terms and conditions of this OGL in the future if we wish to." And so that's basically what they're doing, is they're going to change the terms of it, and they've only introduced a new terminology of, this is no longer an authorized document. Um, so that's a new insertion again, but you'd have to be willing to fight them in the court over that. Or what I hope many of these content creators do is they just abandon Wizards of the Coast D&D altogether. Um, Stop creating 5e content, and really they'd be foolish to do that now anyway because it has been rendered a lame duck. And don't create for 6e because it's too onerous, and you're going to lose your content that you create. You're not going to gain any benefit from that at all, and and just go your own way and create your own role playing game materials, and avoid their licensing altogether. Uh, Find another OSR publisher and create content for their game. All right, let them, if you're even smaller than a moderate sized publication, if you're an individual like myself, I would just turn to an author of a role playing game, or a something like Castles and Crusades, and say, all right, well, what is it that I would have to do in order to write adventures or supplements or whatever for your game system. Do you have an OGL? Is that OGL an open OGL? Is it an open gaming license like it's supposed to be? Uh, is there any parameters that I would have to follow in order to do it? Like what kind of disclaimers do I have to put in? What kind of label do I have to put on the front cover? Do I say for use with and then whatever that game system is and make it easily accessible? And you will then benefit just like Wizards of the Coast did for all of those years of people writing content for their game and getting their game known out, in the global market, primarily in the US market, becoming well known based on that. A lot of Wizards of the Coast and Dungeons and Dragons success is the fact that there has been so much content created from it outside of its own walls that has been excellent content that people see that excellent content and then they relate that back to Dungeons and Dragons, even though Wizards of the Coast is not the creator of that content. So Wizards of the Coast has been benefiting from the recognition of all of these products that they themselves did not create. And now they're trying to monetize that. Now they're trying to seize control of that. And now they're trying to squash any of it that is not directly labeled, um, you know, for use with 5e or 5e or any of those direct relations to Dungeons and Dragons, such as Castles and Crusades or Lion and Dragon or any of those, any of the other swords and wizardry and so on and so forth. So that's my take on this. Is that I think that Dungeons and Dragons 5e has basically been killed by 1.1, and the proposals of 1.1. And I think that, you know, if they were afraid of people not transitioning from 5e to 6e, this gives them even more reason not to make that transition over to. And that gives me my final conclusion that I'm thinking is that Hasbro doesn't really care about the top role playing Dungeons and Dragons game. They are putting all of their eggs into the digital basket of the 6e tabletop, virtual tabletop VTT, and D&D Beyond, and the access to the PDFs and the electronic assets that will then be imported into the virtual tabletop when you purchase them on D&D Beyond, and it really becomes a one shop. That's what one D&D always stood for. It becomes a one-stop shop to play D&D on a virtual tabletop with its subscription costs and its microtransactions for whether it be cosmetics or downloadable content. And anybody writing content for 6C, just know that as soon as you sign that off and you turn that in, and you have to turn it in for their approval first. That was the other, real big red flag about all of this OGL talk from Wizards of the Coast is that they demand that you send them a copy of what you are intending to write for them, um, for their approval, and they can deny that and then pull your license. They could say, "Hey, I don't like the content you're looking to write," and so not only am I not going to approve this project, but I'm going to pull your OGL. All right, and that's another reason why no one should sign on to the 1.1 because they have all of the power the way that 1.1 is currently written. Now, was this a trial balloon? Was this was this leak an intended leak to see how people would respond? Um, you know, Even if they look to pull back from this and say, oh, all right, well, you know what, that was just a rough draft or some other nonsense. That's clearly a lie. This isn't a rough draft. This is what they're hoping for. If they do back off from it, don't give in to that. Still don't sign on to 1.1. Let Wizards of the Coast wallow in this misstep, and let them suffer the consequences. Dungeons and Dragons pre 5e is unaffected by this at all. If you're like someone, like myself, you know, I play AD&D First Edition. I run AD&D First Edition. Uh, I don't. None of this affects the gaming at my table. All right. None of this affects the other editions of either Dungeons and Dragons or any of the books behind me. None of this affects my ability to use any of those things. None of this affects my ability to write content to then bring to my own table. It doesn't affect what I can print out on a PDF to be shared with the people coming to my table. And then they can take it and they can share it out as well at their own tables and everything. None of this is going to affect our gaming at the table. What this is trying to do is this is trying to say, we're going to control anyone looking to um, put out content in a mass way. All right, whether you're looking to get paid for it or not. This also impacts non-commercial because they require editorial discretion over even non-commercial products. So if I wanted to write up something and put it out there, on Drive Through RPG and had a zero price on it, but I'm putting on their 5e, or I'm putting on their, for 6e, then they reserve the right before I can post it. All right, they reserve the right to look it over first, and then they can say, no, you can't put that up there. And furthermore, we're pulling your OGL, we're revoking your OGL access in the future. And so you wouldn't be able to do anything of the kind, even if it's free. So that's pretty much my take on 1.1. I think 1.1 is draconian. I think 1.1 is a is proof that they lied originally about not uh, rescinding the OGL 1.0, and I think that it's going to mostly affect Dungeons and Dragons 5e and 6e in the future. So uh, please feel free to leave your comments in the comments section. This is just my take. I am not a lawyer. I am not an expert on these kinds of things. I've just been around for a long time. I've worked for corporations. I've worked for government. I've studied law as far as both civil law and criminal law. I've taught at the secondary level, at the high school level, criminal justice and government and politics. I have some knowledge of these things, but I'm certainly not an expert. But this is just the um, my reading of the OGL 1.1, the excerpts that have been put out by the FAQ that was put out by Wizards of the Coast, and now this leaked 1.1, and that's my take from it. That's what I take away from it, is that it was a lie. and I think that it's going to negatively affect 5e and 6e more so. But I do see that that OSR creators and other content creators that are third-party creators are going to have to make some changes in what they're doing moving forward. I believe the deadline for signing on to 1.1 or the OGL ending, OGL 1.0 ending for those creators is January 13th. So it's just a little over a week away before compliance is required to respond to that. So I wish the third party content creators, luck out there. Stay steadfast and better to make alterations, in my opinion, to what your content is, and to distance yourself from both 5e and from Wizards of the Coast or 6e or any of that as much as you possibly can, and then and fall back on the court case that said that you know certain types of content, game mechanics cannot be copyrighted, and just stick to that and avoid everything else that might have brought up the old OGL 1.0 and certainly stay clear of 1.1. So, just my opinion. If you have any questions or comments, put in there. Please feel free to do so. And I hope that this does upload fast. I've been having some connection problems the last couple of days, so hopefully that goes through fine. And as always, I look forward to seeing you on the gaming screen sometime soon. You have a great rest of your afternoon. Take care.